Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. Well, as an Englishman, I suppose it's appropriate for me to comment on England and the World Cup, on how they're doing, etc, etc, etc. Yeah. Well, I think as usual there's a load of stupidity being spoken. Yeah. There's a video here on BBC Sport. Alan Shearer, Rio Ferdinand and a lady football player saying this is the best England squad in my lifetime. No, it isn't. Not in any way, shape or form is this the best England squad of your lifetime, because guaranteed Rio played in a better squad, so did Shearer. Yeah, the squad with, when they had Shearer, they had Rooney, they had Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard, and Rio and John Terry at the back. Joe Hart in goal. They had a top goalkeeper. They had some very, very good defenders, top defenders. They had fantastic midfielders. And they had two of the best strikers in the world in that first 11. So in this team they have a great midfield. The attack is okay. You could say good, yeah. Is it good compared to France's? No. But in the team that Rio and Shearer played for, the attack, certainly the front nine, was as good as France's. Yeah, the France front players. Then it was, yeah. But not now. And the defence right now is absolutely woeful. John Scholes pretty good. Walker has been absolutely awful. Maguire has been Harry Maguire, looking pretty clueless and slow and awkward. Yeah, as he always does, really. Idiots, again, commentators. Half time the other day, I think it was in the Wales match, they showed a bit where Harry Maguire came forward and then put the most awful cross in. Absolutely terrible cross. And they were saying, oh, he did really well coming forward. No, he didn't. The first thing you learn as a player, as a young player, as a kid basically, is that you could do the most fantastic thing, but if your final ball is awful, then what you've done leading up to that is absolutely worthless. Yeah. And yet the commentators, the ex-professionals, keep on blowing smoke up players' backsides all the time. And that's ridiculously stupid. And the newspaper economists do the same as well. Reporters. They do the same as well. They won't ask serious questions. They won't challenge the idiotic statements that are coming out. Like they've been talking about the fact that Walker has the pace to deal with Mbappe. Yet that's only if Mbappe is running against Walker. Which, will he do that? Probably not. Well, put it this way, if you are the coach of France, are you going to tell Mbappe to run against the fastest England player? No, you're going to tell him to run against Maguire. Because Maguire is incredibly slow. You're going to tell him, attack Maguire. Because he's slow, he's awkward, he's going to foul you, he's going to get yellow carded, he's probably going to get sent off. Or he's going to give away a penalty. Because Maguire is one of these players, his tactical and technical knowledge is basically as close to zero as it can be from a professional footballer, really. His ability, I mean, we've had slow defenders in the past. John Terry wasn't that quick, but he was clever. He was able to position himself to give himself an advantage over a faster player, to basically take away their speed from his position. Maguire can't do that. He hasn't got the cleverness to do that. Well, he hasn't. It's not being unfair to Maguire. He just hasn't got that cleverness to do so. He hasn't through the whole of his career. So he's going to be the central defender along with Stones. Okay. Yeah. So there was another one, another comment. A comment by the England manager saying England have now got credibility. Based on what? Again, the reporters. When he's doing an interview, the reporters should be asking that question. Okay, based on what? What is this incredibility you're talking about based on? Yeah, in the group stage. In the third game, if you've been beaten by France by a certain score, and the other game had worked out a certain way, you could have been knocked out. And that was unlikely to happen, but there was still a possibility. After 2 games, you could have been knocked out. And who did you have in your group? USA, Wales, and I can't remember the other one. But to say it wasn't a difficult group, was it, really? Not in any way, shape or form. It's a very, very, very easy group. Compared to some of the groups, it was a really easy group. Germany got knocked out. They had a tough group. England again had an easy group, and because they got through, we now got credibility. No, we haven't. Okay, do we have credibility because of what happened in the Euros? No, because in the Euros we got to the semi-finals and we played a very, very weak Italy and got beat on penalties. Penalties, yes? Yeah, on penalties, yeah. Again, the manager playing safe. The manager deciding to play it defensive, to play it safe. Yeah, we went 1 up, and instead of attacking and really pushing Italy back, they sat back because that's what the manager wanted them to do. And they conceded. Which was always going to happen. You knew watching it that was going to happen. The manager knew watching it that was going to happen, and he didn't react. So that doesn't give you credibility. Okay, in the last World Cup, they played Croatia, I think, in the quarterfinals, wasn't it? Could have been the semi-finals again, but I think quarterfinals. And got beat. And that Croatia side was nowhere near the best Croatia side in any way, shape or form. Again, the manager played it safe. Now that Italy side that beat England in the Euros, they didn't even get through to the World Cup. And yet he comes out with a crap saying England have got credibility now. They don't. They don't have credibility now. They don't. They had credibility in 1967. Because of what they did in 1966. And in 1970 they still had credibility because they had a very, very good World Cup without winning it. Gordon Banks had a magnificent save. So even around 72 they still had credibility. They haven't really had any credibility since then. Because although they've had great players, we've never had the right manager. Although, yeah, nearly. Terry Venables was probably, I think, about the best manager we had. In a sense that Terry Venables actually allowed the attacking players to attack. And I think they were just a bit unlucky. And I think that was 86, wasn't it? 96? Was that 96? Yeah, I think that was 96 with Terry Venables in charge. That was with Gascoigne, wasn't it? Yeah. When he got carded and couldn't play in the next match. Yeah. Yeah. But I say, with Venables, I think that was it. Not sure. Or was that Bobby Robson? I don't know. Because Bobby Robson was a good manager as well. He did well with the players that he had available. He got them pretty far with the players that he had available. But right now, I'd certainly say, yeah, this team has been together for a long time. A long time. He's got some very, very talented, certainly midfielders. Very, very talented. I think England's probably got the best midfield out of all the nations. By a long way, I think. Attack, they're okay. Well, Kane, he's not exactly been on fire in the World Cup. He's an ageing forward now. He likes to play a bit deeper. So he's not the forward he was. He's a different type of player now, so okay. Rashford, hit and miss. Saka, I'm not convinced on Saka at all. Sterling hasn't been around because there was a attempted robbery at his home. armed robbery, I do believe, which is not good. So, attack-wise, I certainly think with the likes of Bellingham, Grealish and Foden and even Mount, I think England's attack is very good if they're allowed to attack. But that's the big question. Are they going to be allowed to attack? Because I think it's most likely that England's strengths are going to be weakened by the fact that the manager is going to try and protect his defence. If he does that, then the strengths are going to be weakened. He's going to have to take away from the attack to try and add an extra sort of defender in there. And I think he'll do that. I really do. I think he'll do that because he's a fearful manager. He's not a manager of faith, he's a manager of fear. And yeah, that's what he's shown in previous, isn't it? So you've got to expect him to do the same again because that's what he's done. And I read a report the other day saying that the England management want him to stay on until the next Euros, no matter what happens in this. It's like, what? That's terrible management. Indeed, awful blinking management. Even if you play incredibly negative and incredibly poorly, where the manager is shown to make terrible decisions, you still want him to be in charge for the next tournament. That's insane, and you don't say that. That's a bad thing to come out and say. Say that afterwards. Yeah, make him think that he's got to actually earn his job. Still. Then not doing so, not good. Anyway, there you go. Well, the game is tomorrow, so enjoy it. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Enjoy. Bye-bye.